Maybe you got a helmet because you got night vision and you wanted a proper way to run night vision. Maybe you've taken some training courses with night vision. Maybe you just want to be prepared. You're a more prepared-minded folk. Maybe you thought helmets just looked cool. Either way, something you gotta think about when you get a helmet, what you can do about Earpro. Welcome back. Let's talk about Earpro. If you've seen me wearing a helmet at the range, training and practicing with it over the past year or so, then you've seen one type of Earpro on this helmet. That's these right here. These are the Earmor, E-A-R-M-O-R M31s. And these are in their foliage green, like an OD green kind of color. These Earmor electronic hearing protection earmuffs are attached to a Team Wendy X-Fill bump helmet. Same one I've been using for over a year now. Wanted to have something for night vision, for just testing out for helmet vibes. And of course you need Hearing Pro with a helmet. You could use earplugs. You could maybe slap some Peltors in there without the normal headband up top. And there are ways to do that, but I wanted something that works with some type of arm attachment. These are the Peltor X-Fill Adapt Quick Release Clips for a wide variety of hearing protection, not just Peltor. Obviously they work with Earmor. You just have to remove some pins and clip them on both sides here. Now what these are cool for is because you can actually pull them up here. Maybe I'll put some earplugs in, maybe I'll put some AirPods in, whatever I want to do. And if you bring them down, they not only tuck perfectly where the lines are with this bump helmet, but you can go and simply push them in, and now they have a nice seal around your ear on the side of your face. And they have an adjustment where you can kind of slide them around a little bit, make them where you want them, pop them out, swivel them out of the way if you prefer. I really do like these Peltor clips. And again, this is gonna allow me to use something, not just Earmor, but other headphones in the future to test out as well. Now, these Earmor M31s have a noise reduction rating of NRR22. There are 3 levels of adjustment for ambient sound, which are on this left cup right here. You have a plus, a minus, and a power button. No Bluetooth in this particular model. This is bare bones and very affordable. Links will be down below if you want to check out these, the helmet, the Peltor clips, whichever you want to check out. Maybe I'll throw some of the accessories I've been playing around with on here with my night vision arm and things like that. But these work really well. They have a 350-hour battery life, which is fantastic. Have not had to replace the batteries yet. There is also tones for on, off, and then you can kind of just adjust with these buttons. They're very easy to work. Not a whole lot going on here in terms of buttons or programmability. Each cup has just one AAA battery. Very convenient to run that 350 hours at the range. Each cup has one AAA battery in it for the 350 hours. Very convenient. There are microphones on each side, but they're not microphones for communications or mics or comms or anything like that. They're just to capture the noise and mute or subdue the loud bangs from a gunshot. Anything over, I believe, 82, it's going to capture, and that allows you to talk, to listen for vehicles coming up, to listen to maybe commands at a range, or just hear yourself think. It works really well to capture all that noise and get rid of what you don't want to hear. Very similar to any electronic earmuffs you have in the market. Taking this off, I'll show you the one downside that I came across. 2, I guess. Here's the cup. So it comes with standard foam cups, which I prefer gel, but these are just cheap foam. You can probably replace these for a gel, which I've done for several of my pairs in the past. You do have the wire hanging off here that runs through the back of the liner of the helmet itself and pops out on the other side. So you do have some rigging to be done here, running through. In fact, mine actually runs through the back here, through a couple of loops, and then through the netting and over, and looks like actually hung up a little bit on the side. So you have to go and tuck this back in, kind of put this back. I think one of the clips came loose there. But another downside is that I did have one of these cups actually peel off from the factory glue. It's not a big deal. These are more budget options for Electronic Hearing Pro. and I just went and put some super glue on the cup and make sure that it sticks back on the ring. But it wasn't something that came apart from the actual cup itself. It wasn't, the piece was actually popping out of the socket that it needs to sit in. If you ever seen me change out on a couple of videos the gel cups from the foam cups, then you know that there's a way to pop it back in and take it back out. Now this is just peeling off, like the glue wasn't super strong, so I did have to glue it. I guess not a huge deal, but something to note with these is that there might be some kind of touch-ups and maintenance as you use them more and more. And I like to sweat a lot in this helmet and sweat a lot on these headphones here. And the best part is they are budget friendly, which is good because I have friends who have had insanely expensive setups for hearing protection on their helmets, and they say that maybe it's too heavy, or maybe the battery life is terrible, or maybe the sound coming through is not that great. You don't get that better sound quality from the ambient noise around you. There's a lot of issues with some of the more expensive ones, and there's issues with the cheaper ones as well. This is a good buy, I think, for the price point though. I also have a pair of Earmor's wireless like AirPods. They have these AirPod devices now. A lot of companies coming out with those. I have a couple different pairs of those. I think I started off with the Axwells, which were wired. Some of those are hit and miss. Either the battery life is terrible or the sound quality is terrible. It doesn't like to sit in your ear. And the worst thing you want to do is damage your hearing. You're never going to get that back. You're going to have that constant ring in there. So get yourself some good headphones. A lot of time at the range, especially running a helmet, I'll even put maybe a foamy in each ear, just halfway, just to have a backup in case I do bump a headset with my rifle butt or whatever it is, but I want to make sure that I have my hearing protected, and these seem to do a pretty good job of doing it. I have a couple other sets of headphones, or actually headsets rather, that I want to test out with electronic hearing protection in it, and one with actually Bluetooth, so I'm curious to see how that holds up. But that is it for this review. Pretty simple, works really nice, goes well with the coloration as well. There's a bunch of colors, and again, links will be down below. So if you have any questions at all about the Earmors, about this helmet setup and how the bump helmet's held up, hit them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Train hard, wear this around the house. Maybe not for training, but for fun. Take care of the ones you love. Those are the ones that matter, and we'll see you in the next review. Let's go LARPing.